Now we don't, so we're good.
Oh, goodness. Thank God this first 5 minutes is the hardest.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Let's see. So we're going to be talking with Ed Reilly from B&B Charcoal. We're going to talk with him. And let's see, what else we got going on here? We got a bunch of different artists that we're going to be talking to in the next couple of weeks. We got a guest that's coming on next week. We got another one coming on March 3rd. She's in Nashville. So yeah, we have all kind of stuff, but it's going to be fun.
I know. I'm excited to get to sit across from the table from you because we've talked so much over the last several years over text message and me texting the show while you're on air and just giving you raw hell. And it really is an honor for you to give me a call and say, hey, man, you want to come over here and sit in the chair with me? Right.
Well, yeah, well, shit. I mean, it's like, come on now. We all really don't have anything to do much right now. I mean, there's a lot of people ain't doing shit, so you might as well, you know.
Well, I know
you're busy, but
for the record, I have plenty to do. However, my wife said, babe, if you don't just go over there and sit in that chair, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life.
But we're getting ready to call Mr. Ed here. Let me get his number here. Get his number here together, and we're gonna ring-a-ding-ding him. Okay.
Let's get it going here, Big Country.
We're getting him. Okay, here we go.
I'm still playing Hell Finding Us Live.
Say what?
I'm still playing Hell Finding Us Live.
Go to the barbecue channel.
I did. It's not showing me the live video.
It's not really, not on the page at all. Huh,
I'll search it again.
Yes, search it. Search it again. Go to the actual Barbecue Beach channel, and it should say there's somewhere on there. It should bring it up.
I want to see how bad I'm getting beat up on the first day.
You're not getting beat up. You'll be fine. All right, let's call Mr. Ed here. Hello, my name is Mr. Ed.
Literally, I do not see a live video.
Wow, that's weird.
I know, and you're the IT guy.
I wonder why that is. Because everything else. See if you can find it on your phone. See if it's on your phone.
Yeah, let me.
I bet you it's on your phone.
I just didn't want to sit here on this damn phone the whole.
Well, no, I know, but if it's on your phone, you might have to refresh on your laptop. Like, get out of Facebook and come back in. Maybe it'll do it that way. I don't know. We'll have to check and see. All right, we're gonna call Ed here.
Oh yeah, we're straight live on the app. That's for damn sure, ain't we? My wife's texting me, baby, you're live.
Hey, Ed, this is Greg and Jason from Barbecue Beach Channel. What's going on, man?
Hi, guys. How y'all doing? I'm doing good.
How you doing, Greg?
So I hear you're the big man in Georgia when it comes to barbecue. I was looking at... Do what?
Low profile.
Yeah, come on. What?
800 barbecue grills.
Yeah, right. 850 barbecue grills is a low profile, right? Exactly. Especially when he's in the Guinness Book of World Records too.
Yeah, that was like 2015, and I hadn't stopped. It was it's been an obsession, a little bit of an obsession on that one.
Give us a total. Give us a total now, Ed.
Yeah, what's the total now?
5 years ago, brother.
Is this live, or are we just talking?
No, we're live.
Oh, then my wife might be listening, so I can't tell you.
I love that.
Oh man.
Oh, you sound like me with race car parts.
Yeah, she has sworn me off of it, and I'm like, okay. So officially, I stopped. So,
2,000 count later. I wonder where these come from.
Well,
so
there's some storage units, and she's like, she just knows I tell you around on storage units, so nobody's counting. Right?
Here's my question: how does a guy get so hell-bent on barbecue? I know you. I mean, you've been in the business for 35 years. How does a guy get so hell-bent in barbecue that you actually, the last official account, have 850 grills I mean, you got to have a warehouse to keep these in because I'm sure these aren't going to be parked on your backyard.
Well, he said he had some storage.
Yeah,
units.
well,
I think
they
there's
are.
some.
And then
I
the
think there's-
basement,
Yeah, but these got to be
and then the
big
garage.
storage. These got to be big storage units.
Yeah, there's 1,000 square feet of storage. Yeah,
Holy
plus chicken coops.
cow.
Yeah, the story is when I worked for Weber. I started working for Weber in 2000, and around 2005, I think 2005, I was at a Lowe's store, and they had a red Weber grill, and I knew that Weber stopped making red grills in 2000 or 1999. So it was new in a box. It was a Performer, and it was like $20. They were getting rid of it. I'm like, oh man, I got to get this. This belongs in a museum. This is a historical piece. I got it. Again, my first one was a redhead. I'm a nerd of redheads. You see the connecting elements there. So I got it, and I said, I got to donate this to a museum someplace. So I started calling museums up. Like, you guys have any grill collection? Nobody had a grill museum. But in that process, I found out there was a mustard museum. There's a sewing machine museum. There's a left shoe museum. There's a banana slug museum. There's a navel lint museum. So there's museums for everything. There's a human hair museum, but no grill museum. What, 70% of the households have grills, but there's no museum for them?
Yeah,
why is that? It's because nobody could collate the meaning of barbecue under one roof.
Right.
So the guy in Texas has a different idea of what barbecue is than the guy in North Carolina does. But I was approaching it differently. They all use grills, right?
Right, yeah.
So I started looking around, and these grills were like, I'm talking like I've got one of my first ones was they call it I forgot the name of it, but it's a custom Weber grill. And so the second one I started looking into it was $30. The things were, but it was made in 1953. I got a hasty bake was a hasty bake out of Texas for $10, and it's made in Texas, Tyler, Texas. So it was one of the first.
Would you say an easy bake oven or a hasty bake?
Hasty bake.
Oh, hasty bake. I thought
No,
you said
I'm sorry,
bake.
not a hasty bake. I'm sorry. I do have an old hasty bake. It was a not hasty bake. A portable kitchen. I'm sorry, PK grill.
Oh, okay.
Out of Tyler, Texas.
Yeah.
And it's 1952 on that thing. So I started collecting these, and the people were just giving them away because what happens is like grandma or grandpa were moving to the nursing home and they didn't want to take it with them, but the kids were like, well, I've got a grill. I don't need this one, but so many birthday parties and 4th of July were celebrated with it. I can't throw it away either. So
Right.
they stick it on. I think at the time it was, what is that thing you buy stuff on? Not eBay, but I go on it all the time. I use search templates.
Amazon?
Oh, Craigslist.
Oh, Craigslist.
So Craigslist.
that is.
So
So
you-
What's Craigslist? I ain't used Craigslist in
Come on.
God knows how long.
come on, Ed. It's all for up now.
So and so that's what started, and then I started collecting them for a museum. I thought, so somebody's going to do a museum. I actually ended up talking to the Atlanta History Center, and we put a museum together. So my goal was not to collect them, but to get them for the museum. And the museum, that was like 2006, 2007, 2008 hit, and there's no funding for any projects. And most museums are funded through government grants, and the missions don't pay for the exhibits, so they got to pitch it to the local governments to say, hey, listen, we're going to bring these many tourists in. They're going to eat here, sleep here. So that got bunted because 2008, the economy crashed. But I didn't stop, so I started collecting. And then all of a sudden, it ended up opening up. We opened up in 2016, around to last year, 2019. And they packed it all up, and that's part of them stored there, too. So I've got, they keep calling me, like, when are you going to mix your stuff? I'm like, when I get another storage unit. But so that's how it started. It was, I wanted to, kind of encapsulate barbecue from the manufacturer's point of view, because my theory was just, I'm buying the stuff that, if you're in Texas, you're going to cook on a grill. If you're in, North Carolina, Virginia, Florida, you're cooking on a grill. You can do what you want on it, but the grill was the
Right.
common theme that I was collecting. So,
Right.
like I said, it was just a habit. And then, because once you find a grill, then you need to know where it's from. So I had to go buy the Montgomery Ward's catalogs from 1950s, or the Better Homes and Gardens magazines that did feature the outdoor cooking in the 1960s, and they tell you what the grill is in there, because not all these people are still in business. So
Right.
I started amassing all the books, and a lot of cookbooks. They take pictures of the grill they're cooking on, and they'll give you credits on it. So that's how I started getting all the cookbooks and magazines and catalogs and stuff. So
Do you think?
it wasn't intentional, but it just happened.
Yeah. Do you think that they've changed the styles and the makes of the grill over time because they've changed the way they cook, or just because they wanted to try something new. Because I mean, if you can go to pretty much any place in the country, and somebody is going to grill something different. I mean, you got Southern style grilling, you got North, you got South, East, West. I mean, do you think that I mean, what's the reason behind all the grill changing? You think it's because they changed the way of cooking, or is it just because they wanted to try something different? Maybe?
So, loaded question there. You've got a few different factors. One, it was regional at first. The people in Georgia would never buy a Weber because they considered that a northern thing, right?
Oh, okay.
So in Georgia, they were buying the Charboroughs or the Masterbuilts and stuff like that. The cost of shipping stuff was really expensive. So like Southern Burr was an industry, or somebody on the Pacific Coast, they just weren't shipping the product to the East Coast. So everybody developed their regionally styles of grills. I don't think they cook better because I used to cook on them, and I put oven thermometers on them and just see if the way things heated, if that made any difference.
Right.
The grills cook better now. The exception is the Weber and the PK, and then the ceramics, the Kamados. I think actually the Kamados improved too. They used to be, clay. Now that there's space age stuff inside of them. But the Webers still cook just as good as ever. I think the gauge of metal feels thinner now, but they have, they still retain the same amount of heat because I would, monitor the heat in the old ones. They felt heavier, but I think it's just the way the new technology and metal bending and stuff like that, they're able to do more with less metal, so they feel different. But I do think the modern grills cook more efficient and more even on the temperature surface than the older ones do. I think you had different models and different styles just because mainly after World War II, you had all this industry that they were making, war machines for. Yeah. And then they said, okay. And some guy said, this is the way this machine bends metal, so this is the grill I make. And this guy says, this is the way my machine set up, so it made it that way. So I think more of that was because of that. But yeah, I think the pieces of equipment today are superior than the ones back then.
I think it might be because of the product too, because you got more different types of metal that they can use for grills. I mean, the egg. Look at the egg. Who in the world ever would have thought an egg, like a ceramic egg, would actually do some pretty damn good barbecue? I thought a barbecue was a metal thing that you had in the backyard that you cooked your, it was a man thing back then. You put your steak and your hot dogs and your chicken, there on that metal,
fire it up.
You had your apron, your grab.
I know, right? Then along comes this damn green ass egg. What the hell?
A quite expensive green egg.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I will go make me a grill or a smoker out of a filing cabinet before I spend $700-800 on a damn green egg. I'm sorry.
I thought that too when they started sticking around. But I've got 20 eggs probably.
Oh my God! So, are you kidding me?
Ed, give us the trick on this egg.
I'm sorry. I probably have a dozen branded big green eggs, but I've got Kamados. This is a cool story. So the Kamado was a Japanese. It goes back 1,500 years. They started importing them when the big C-14s were flying over Japan after World War II and rebuilding Japan. They didn't want to fly back empty, so they'd fill it up with stuff from there. Right. And one of the things they had were these Kamados. They also put pachinko machines in there, a variety of other things, and they would fly them back. And Americans, we don't cook rice on them. And the idea from the ceramic grills it was very efficient with wood because Japan's an island and you needed to kind of just be really careful with wood. So it was a very efficient rice cooker. But we took and put steaks on them. That's what we did over here. One of the grills I have actually says Captain Anderson on it. He flew it back in 1962. He was an Air Force captain. I got his picture. His daughter, I bought it from her. But he never opened it. So it's still wrapped up and it still says Captain Anderson. There's a picture of it loading it onto the C-14s. Never used it. I was like, why did he never use it? He was in the military, so he always was moving around, and he kept wanting to build an outdoor kitchen once he settled down. Never settled down. They didn't want to fly back empty, so they'd fill it up with she still had this there. And one of the things they had were these Kamados. Put pachinko machines in there. And that was one of the other things. And they would fly them. I mean, that's how we started with Kamado. And Big Green Egg is another story. But yeah, that's just that same style of grill. But yeah, it's very efficient. And Green Egg took it to the next level by making that ceramic a lot tougher. And they cook well.
And longer.
Everybody's outdoor kitchen, I would recommend having a ceramic grill out there of some type because it does a really good job from the low and slow, and it holds the moisture in too.
I was going to say, you got a lot of extra stuff. The only thing I don't have yet is a smoker. If you got a nice electric smoker in one of them warehouses, I'd be much obliged.
So those smokers, I've got something called Big Chief smokers. They go back to the 60s, I guess, and they were aluminum. But yeah, those, for whatever reason, electric smokers, and you can throw some wood dust on there or something, or you can even use pellets on them. They do a good job too.
Tell me how you like pellets. I've
fan.
never used pellets yet. I've always I'm a traditional. I was telling Jason here earlier before we started. I'm really thinking about going back to regular charcoal now because I mean it's so much. They've made it so much easier, especially with the chimney starters. The guy that invented those must be rich as hell by now.
Oh God!
It's so much easier to start.
Novel idea for sure.
Yeah, it's easier to to start them now when it used to take an hour just to get the damn thing lit.
Right.
It's but smoker. I've always that's the only thing I got left to get because once I get a smoker, I'm good because I like to do a lot of pork butts, briskets. I like to smoke a lot of my food.
I think on your deck you need that gas grill, you need the smoker for the low and slow. Just like in your kitchen, you've got a variety of different appliances that cook differently. Your outdoor kitchen needs that too.
Right, yeah.
And you're right, with the charcoal chimney, 10 minutes you're ready to cook.
Right, exactly.
Gas is odorless and tasteless. It does nothing for your food. Charcoal adds that flavor to it. You cook on mesquite, you're going to have a mesquite taste. You cook on hickory, you have hickory taste. You need that. I'd use lump charcoal basically because that gives you specific smoke profiles.
Right.
And speaking of B&B makes specific lump charcoal. You've got, we don't do a hardwood mix. We have oak charcoal, we have hickory charcoal, we have mesquite charcoal, and then we have a ciabatta, which is like the Fogos and the Jealous Devils. It's
right.
a ciabatta, it's Argentina, steakhouse type of thing. But it puts a specific taste onto your food. If you cook on, if you take 3 chicken breasts and you put one on charcoal that's got mesquite, one on hickory, and one on pecan, that chicken's going to taste different. It's going to look different. It's going to have a different mouthfeel. It's an ingredient. The charcoal is an ingredient that adds dimension, flavor, and profile to your food. And if you're cooking with stuff that's got borax or sodium nitrates or limestone in it, I don't think you're adding to your food profile. You might even be taken away from it. And a lot of commercially available large-scale charcoal companies use additives to put it together when you're using briquettes.
Yeah.
For the lump charcoal, you want a specific. You don't want to blend it because as a chef, if you hit that profile that you're looking for, I like that. Then the next bag you open up has a different taste profile in it because there's different woods in it.
Right.
It's not predictable,
Right. Yeah.
So,
we
got to get you guys some product down there so you can cook with that.
Right. Yeah. I know you said you were going to send it. We just didn't get it before the show, but that's fine. We'll always follow up. Once we get it, but definitely looking forward to cooking with it. What do you think works better, aluminum or metal? Because you said that they've done a lot of changing with the grills now. I mean, granted, the metal holds heat. Aluminum actually pulls heat a lot better, really, because it's thinner and it's more but it's more flexible. I would think a heavier metal would be better to cook with than just aluminum.
Again, it depends on what you're cooking. Right now with the SCA, the steak circuit, they love the portable kitchens. It's an aluminum grill, but they can tighten that.
Yep.
They tighten the charcoal right underneath, so it's not affecting.
Right.
The aluminum grill does lose heat more, but for a steak, the people are using the PK grills for steaks and winning $10,000 steaks are one on PKs. For the metal, like a Weber, it's a little larger, so it's more of a smoker. It has 7 inches between the cook grate and the cold grate, whereas the PK's got 5 inches.
Right.
And you get better smoking with the Weber. So you could do your indirect. You can do your low and slow with the Weber. You can also grill with it too, but the steak people want the high and fast. They're going for the aluminum, the PK. If you're doing the long smokes, you want one of those offset cookers like the Oklahoma Joe's. They've got the firebox off to the side. You're doing your briskets on that.
Right,
some of these, you've got the reverse smoke on them.
Yeah.
It's so low and slow that thicker steel holds that heat better and holds the smoke in more too. So different things you cook, you need different appliances for.
Now, tell us
always promoting.
Right, yeah. Tell us a little bit about your book that you wrote. Georgia is the best state for barbecue. There'd be a lot of people. I think there would a lot of people that would argue that.
Well,
that comment with you.
I purposely put it that way. So the book, it's a manuscript. I don't know if you guys ever been in the publishing world. I have to. The group that was going to publish it needs me to promote it. I have to go out to book.
Right. Yeah.
And that's on my own dime.
Yeah, you got to make a statement.
I make $1 a book. So it's like I don't have time to do that.
Right.
So,
yeah.
but it's called Georgia, the original state of barbecue.
Oh, okay.
And the way I back that up is barbecue, as you guys know, is a Native American word. It was first described by Columbus when he hit some shores, I think, off Cuba or Haiti. I can't remember exactly the island.
Right.
But it was a unique cooking style he had never seen before. Now, Columbus had been all over the world. I mean, he'd been to, at that point, Asia and Africa. So he knew all the different styles of cooking. He sees this raised wooden rack that people are cooking on. What do you call this? And they call it the barbacoa, because the Native Americans didn't have metal, so they had to cook far away from the food.
Right.
And they were using different woods for different. They were using, as we discovered, they were using different woods for different things. So they were using that smoke flavor low and slow, because the rack was 3 or 4 feet above the fire, so it's about 250 degrees.
Yeah.
Everybody else was cooking on grills. They were grilling. So that barbacoa is a Native American style of cooking. The first archaeological find, or the earliest archaeological find of a barbacoa, is in Georgia. It's in the Biblo Mounds. They dug down. It goes about to 3,500 BC, so 5,000 years old. They found a charcoal barbacoa. It's the oldest barbacoa they found.
Right.
Nowhere else in South America or anywhere else have they found one this old. So the original state, meaning there's a barbacoa there. Now let's fast forward. For America, the first place that somebody came across a barbecue grill was in Georgia, when DeSoto was walking through Georgia, and he scared a bunch of Indians away, and they left some deer and
right.
I believe dogs on the grill. And so he said, "Oh, this is great barbecue." So it's not only just the first barbecue in America; it's the first barbecue road trip.
Right.
DeSoto.
Yeah.
The first barbecue sauce that was ever bottled was in Georgia. The first recipe of barbecue that was ever written down was written by a Georgian. The first, when Georgia had the International Cotton Exposition in it's like a couple of years, it was 18, off the top of my head, 60s, I mean, maybe 70s, 80s, and 90s, they had a barbecue concession stand. So people all around the world came to it, and it was written up in a variety of other newspapers about how great barbecue is. So people in, especially the British colonies that were in Hong Kong and India, all were reading about the Georgia barbecue. So the first barbecue publicized around the world was from Georgia. So we got all these original Georgia stacks. We actually have our own sauce in Georgia too.
Right. Yeah.
Wieners. This. Oh God.
Well, if you think about it, Georgia is pretty much. I mean, for them to come across, the water or whatever from other countries, it was pretty much close to central located place that they came in on land, because I don't think the Carolinas were really developed yet. So yeah, I consider Georgia pretty much started the barbecue industry. I guess
it has enough that it should be sitting at a table when people talk about barbecue. Yes, there's Texas barbecue. Yes, there's Carolina barbecue. Virginia's got barbecue. Georgia always gets overlooked. So I purposely made that title. We have a seat at the table of barbecue, and nobody thinks about Georgia barbecue.
Right.
And I'm looking at it from a historical perspective. We do have a seat at the table, and that's kind of why I've made it really edgy, the original state of barbecue. Speaking of that, the first pig that ever hit a pit was in Georgia. So in
Really?
1826.
You hear that, Texas? You're shit. Let me tell you.
Ed, buried or on a rack? Was
I
it
know,
a buried
right?
pig, or was it on a rack?
Yeah.
So,
Was it a Georgia pig?
Texas doesn't think about pork as being barbecue anyway. It's all beef over there.
Yeah,
I know.
that's true too. Yeah.
And who wants to spend 2 days cooking a brisket? That's the thing for me. The old Texas style is just
They know
way
to cook
too
some
long.
briskets over there.
Man, they
So
make some
and
meat.
again, Texas has got their spot too at the table. So, but Georgia has enough claim to fame, having enough first that we can, that I can say that and back it up historically.
Right. Yeah.
So where does Florida fall in this deal? What are we? We're the old.
We're just
We're the old
just
Fox
we're
still
the-
way on over here.
we're
Is that
just
where we are on this
We're
deal?
just the tail end of Georgia.
Now, I'm going to tell you the first mention of barbecue in Florida was this guy named Ortiz. He was a human that they put on a barbecue pit, and when I forgot his chief, starts with an N. I can't say it's a Native American. He was going to kill this guy Ortiz, and his daughter saved him. It's kind of like a Captain Smith romantic story, but when DeSoto was walking through, they turned him around. He didn't, because he'd been a couple of years and he'd forgotten everything, but he knew the Hail Mary, so he said the Hail Mary in Spanish, so they knew he was Castilian. Then he turned him around and had grill marks on his back.
Ooh.
Georgia,
Here we go.
Florida's claim to fame was the first human that was barbecued. So,
Oh, right on. Oh, man, we're like the dum-dums in Largo.
I know, right?
Oh.
Hey, but what I like about Florida barbecue is the mutton, the smoked mutton. I mean, not mutton, I'm sorry, mullet.
Mullet,
The
yeah.
mullets.
Smoked mullet, smoked salmon, swordfish. That's all good, man.
See, that's where I'm going to check out of this deal, man. I'm just not a seafood
When you
guy.
drive
I
around
can't do it.
old Florida.
Jason's not a seafood guy.
I'm shrimp. I'll peel them and eat them, and that's the best you're getting out of me. I'm not a fish guy.
That's about it. But smoked fish, Florida just great with that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and their claim to fame are the fish smokers, the little towers you see in like the houses that were built before 1950. You see the fish smokers, little shacks out back.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's theirs. I mean, nobody else has got
Well,
it.
those have also turned into real big beef jerky making stations in today's modern era because they're still alive.
Well, you can go up and down the coast of Florida, Daytona, New Smyrna, Cocoa. You can still see a lot of them houses that's got them old fish smokers on the back of their houses, because a lot of the houses that are right there on the beach are from the 50s, and shoot, even 40s probably, 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Yeah, I'd say 40s, 50s. There's some cookbooks written back there that they tell you how to build one, and of course they're all built solid as built with concrete and bricks. They're not going anywhere.
No, you can't even burn them down.
So if you guys are from Florida, when you think of barbecue, what image comes to mind?
Yeah, go first, BC, because I'm about to trump you.
Barbecue, me, I would say. Let's see. I've done enough. I would say probably out in the woods, sitting around the pits with a big fire, a bunch of trucks, everybody hanging, listening to music, drinking beer, and just cooking up whatever they got. I mean, we do pork, chicken, ribs, wings, steak. I mean, just about whatever you want to bring, you bring it. And that's to me. I think that's what barbecue to me stands for. Just having a good time and eating good.
All right, Ed, you ready for me to go completely 180 degrees opposite?
Yeah, I want to hear. Yeah, I'm
I
ready to pull up to that field. But what's your idea of barbecue?
My idea of the barbecue is a nice, clean area, a smoker that's been burning since 6, and she's good and perfect 250. Clean serving trays. We're not in the woods with random fires burning around.
Oh my God!
My material has been brined, it's been prepped, it's fat side up, and we're going to go to work on it and watch it work for about 12 hours while I watch NASCAR, football, or baseball on my television.
There you go.
Me and Big Country just happen to disagree.
Into why barbecue is such unanimous as far as people can all identify it differently. You at first you described barbecue as an event, as a party.
Right.
Secondly, it was barbecue as a food source. People call a grill a barbecue. So barbecue could be a noun. It could be an adverb. It could be
absolutely.
A verb. It could be a variety of different things. Right. Aside from cuss words, it's one of the most versatile words out there that you could use.
There's grilling. There's grilling, and then there's barbecuing. So it's two different styles that you're cooking.
In my opinion, grilling's hamburgers and hot dogs for your buddies on a Saturday night over a poker game.
Right.
I think hot and fast is grilling. I agree.
Right.
But
and low and slow would be your smoking or your
that's
barbecue.
Barbecuing
that's
right
barbecue.
There.
Right.
That's barbecue. Yeah.
Some people call barbecue the piece of equipment you cook on. It's your barbecue.
Oh
yeah, absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I cook on a 10-year-old smoker I built myself out of a 100-gallon. I'm a bit of a small barbecue connoisseur that likes to do my own cooking in my backyard, and I've got a little smoker I built on a trailer. And for me, it has seemed to bring me satisfaction. And you say barbecuing, and people look at my old smoker, and it's like, man, I built that with my own 2 hands. And then they taste my 12-hour butt. However, I do want to try your coal here because I can't seem to get my steak where I want it. That's the problem I'm having with steak over charcoal and a charcoal grill. Weber, open top. It gets too much coal for me.
So, I guess you guys don't care. What brand of charcoal are you using?
Man,
the only I have.
man, I hate to say it. I think it's whatever my wife's buying from Walmart. It's just not Instant Light.
I got Kingsford that I use
Right,
here.
right.
Yeah. I got leftover Kingsford that I use, but once we start using B&B charcoal, we're gonna keep stock on that, and we're gonna have that around the house now. So
once that's what people say. Once you've tasted, because it's a third ingredient.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
Third ingredient. So and there's other aspects to it too. You need a high BTU, obviously for steak. You want 5.7,
right.
575 degrees, 600 degrees. You want that. I'm sure you're getting the right piece of meat. And then you marinate or rub it the way you with the spice profile that you want on it. But at the end of the day, the first taste you get is that smell that comes off of it, and that smell is going to be the fuel you use. And that's why I call it the third ingredient, but it's a first taste because your nose is picking up before your mouth ever gets it. So having that right smoky profile on it is very important, or lack of smoky profile. You don't want too much smoke either. A lot of charcoal that's out there is older and it just chunks out a lot of smoke. That clogs the steak up. You want to taste the steak. You don't want the smoke to overwhelm it. So and if you're doing it on a Weber, Weber is perfect for that too. It's just you just keep your charcoal tight in the middle, right? And you just you don't spread it out so much, so you get a nice heat profile. So if the steak is right and the rub is right, then let's fiddle with the third ingredient, which is your fuel source.
Yeah. And let's say your wife is a real cheapskate, and she's
listening to this show.
She really,
by the way,
cuts down your amount of charcoal you can use.
Danielle, you can hit them when you get home.
Let's just say that could be a possibility sometime. I'm not naming any names. What do you do to deter that?
Well, once you taste what it's supposed to taste like, they won't go back. Once they taste if you cook something of a high quality, like, I've never tasted this before, it's like, because we're using a better ingredient. You use better ingredients, you get better results.
Oh, goodness, Ed. I can already see my phone going off. My wife is going to kick my ass for this one, man.
That happened at our house. I cooked pizza outside on, just a grill. And, it was a frozen pizza. We didn't make it or do anything like that. And it made such a difference that we can't cook pizzas in the oven anymore. We got to cook them outside. The kids won't eat them because they're like, taste different. And I don't care if it's a gas grill. It still puts a different taste on that pizza. Now if it's a special occasion, we'll make the pizzas, little small ones. And, you can do a pizza outside just as quick as you can inside. And it keeps the house cleaner. It keeps it, especially in the summer, it doesn't heat up as much. But the taste on when you cook it outside changes the perception of what it's supposed to taste like. And now we can't. The bad side is I can't cook a pizza in the oven anymore. But the good side is that's what they want. So if she tastes a steak done on the right, everything else is good, and you just change the ingredient, the last third ingredient, the briquettes or the charcoal you use, and they taste it, then they won't go back.
Ed, what area of Georgia are you out of?
Let's say it again. What's that?
What area of Georgia are you out of?
Did you say what area in Florida I'm out of?
No, Georgia. What area of Georgia? You're in Georgia, right?
Oh, I'm at Atlanta. I'm sorry. I was about to say
Atlanta, yeah.
I'm in Atlanta. Just a little north of Atlanta in Canton. That area.
Oh, Canton, yeah. I used to own a house up in Union Point, little place down there called Durham Town. You ever heard of it?
What's it called again?
Durham Town Plantation, little riding expo place down just south of Atlanta.
No, I haven't heard of that.
Man, them boys down there got some grilling games going on themselves. Man, they are literally going from. They've got some stuff. They go from field to grill in a matter of a week. It's funny. It's funny to see some of the stuff goes on there in the mid Georgia grilling area because they. I have been impressed. I have been impressed up there before.
So another thing I didn't mention on that, I collect barbecue sauces too. So what I did, and this comes right to your story. I've got this 6-foot map that I'll go to the barbecue restaurants, and I've been to about in Georgia probably 400, 500 of them, and I'll buy their sauce. And I'll, if they sell it to you in like a styrofoam thing, but I'll go to Michael's and get a little milk. It looks like a little milk jug, right? And so I put the sauces in the milk jugs. And I put them on the map to show people that, this is part of the Georgia, the original set of barbecue, that we have barbecue regions. But through middle Georgia, what you're talking about, it's a unique from Columbus, it kind of snakes down South Macon, all the way down to Savannah. It's an Oranger-based sauce, and they do barbecue different in that area. Belt just goes through Georgia like that, and the sauce is different. The style, the way they cook it. You guys talked about earlier about how barbecue's different everywhere, and that's what you want. You want barbecue to be regional, just like a good beer or wine or something. You don't want the same taste everywhere you go. You want it a little different everywhere you go. And the South Georgia people have a more distinct flavor profile, and it's unique. You can't find it anywhere else. There's some sauce companies that have made a sauce that's very similar to it, but they don't call it Georgia. They call it South Carolina style. But South Carolina doesn't have an orange sauce. South Carolina has a mustard sauce. It's yellow. I mean, South Carolina doesn't even recognize this sauce, but they just didn't know what else to call it because Georgia didn't have a name. Didn't have a name in the barbecue world. But that's that middle Georgia area you're talking about. They hunt it, they smoke it, and it's different and it's good. No doubt about it. There's more barbecue concepts.
Here's my thing that I have seen and noticed lately is, well, with all the shit going on in the world today and everything, a lot of the younger generation is not really wanting to learn how to cook, especially on out. Yeah, I mean, my kids, I make sure my kids know they know how to cook, especially on a grill or something outside, because I basically tell some of these youngsters that I've worked with, I says, if we get into a point in a situation in this country where we're going to be in World War III basically and scrounging around trying to fend for ourselves, you better learn how to hunt, fish, and cook, especially on the outdoors. And if you don't, you're going to be in trouble.
I'm a big fan.
Hungry. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of collard greens. They'll grow anywhere.
Collard greens, baby. I love collard greens too.
That's one of my favorite dishes to go with any barbecue. I don't care what it is. If you put a collard green with it, I'm in.
Yep.
I had barbecue yesterday, and I had the collards with it.
My man.
I didn't eat many collards before I got to Georgia. I've been in Georgia about 20 years, so collard green it's Brunswick stew and collard greens whenever I eat barbecue. And I might not even eat at your restaurant if you don't have those two things there. If it's a barbecue restaurant, so that's definitely that's my go-to sides right there. And collard greens it's just as regional as Brunswick stew is too.
Right. Yeah.
Which is all the best for people who like to explore a little bit when they eat and see one name barbecue, like one name Brunswick stew is so different throughout the state.
Right. One thing that I'm working on trying to get, we want to go up to North Florida and do an interview with Lori Morgan, the country artist. She owns a chicken shack. That's just it's probably, I want to say it's probably just a little bit east of Tallahassee, up there around the Lake City area. And she owns a chicken shack, and she does barbecue and stuff like that. So we're trying to, I'm trying to get it to where we can actually go up there and maybe do a show from there, test her barbecue and see what her barbecue's like, because she claims that she knows how to cook barbecue, and she's got all this good sauce.
I'm going to put that on my... We go through Lake City about twice.
Yeah, I think it's you have to look. I would look it. I would Google it just to get the right address. But it's called Lori Morgan's Chicken. It's either Chicken Shack or Chicken Restaurant or something. But if you just type in Lori Morgan's Chicken, I'm sure it'll pop right up.
I can't wait to try it out. I think we're heading down to St. George Island in September, and that's. I'll make sure I put that on my list.
Lake City ain't but an hour from me. I can make a run up there anytime.
Yeah, that's true. So
I'm right around
definitely,
the corner.
We'll definitely have to check that out. What? Let me see here. So we talked about the 850. Well, that's the last count. The 850 grills. How'd you manage to get in the Guinness Book of World Records? Did you contact them, or did somebody else contact them?
Yeah, I contacted them.
Did you?
So I sent out a picture. Now that's the next thing they want to come out, because there's another count that needs to be done.
Right.
And they got to count them. And
do they have to be together, or can they be just still in the box?
Well, that's what a lot of them are in the box. I mean, they some of them are.
Okay, so they don't necessarily have to be together,
right,
just as long as you got them. Okay, I got you.
And they have to be complete, though.
Okay,
so
well then I can see that you can stack
right.
a couple hundred in this little storage unit of barbecuers that are not put together.
Right. So so that a lot of them are in boxes, but most of them aren't. Most of them are assembled.
Right.
And unfortunately, they're not. They're probably not stored the correct way. I've got them stacked on top.
It doesn't matter. Records are records, Ed.
I know, right?
Records are records.
So, but I had to spread them all out, and they had to, I took a video of it the first time.
You know what?
And, The next time they said they want to send somebody out, and I have to pay for them to come out and count it.
Wow.
But it'll be worth it, probably.
You would be the man to go to if we ever do a barbecue contest for like a prize giveaway for a barbecue.
Country Ed doesn't want everybody using up his collection of barbecue grills. Are you crazy?
Oh, come on. The man's got 14,000. I'm sure he could give away at least one or two.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to. Crazy.
I was supposed to say, I sold one probably about 10 years ago, and I regret it. I can't wait to get it back. So
Really?
I don't part with them very much.
Wow.
I traded it, and I keep saying I want it
I
back.
bet you got a 72 Camaro out of it, didn't you? I bet you did, didn't you?
I think if I get something in pretty good trade for it, I think I would have no problem parting away with it. But if it was a good trade, yeah. Definitely.
Well, this wasn't, so.
Oh,
It was one of those.
oh man, we hyped you all up. We was hoping for a car.
It was one of those things that I was supposed to have first right of refusal if he ever moved it on, and he moved it on, and I was like, wait a minute. He goes, oh, you didn't want it. I'm like, no, I did. I want it back. So I'm waiting for that guy to get tired of it, and I'm going to get it back. But no, I don't like to part with him very much. So anyway, yeah. So barbecue contest. You guys, what area of Florida are you guys in?
Well, we're here in Orlando, just outside of Orlando, so pretty much Central Florida area, and they do a lot of contests around here. Everything has been kind of on hold though for last year or so because of all the pandemics and crap. But the barbecue pit masters are down here. They do an event. Sonny's Barbecue used to do an event every year, but they've canceled that because I think they're trying to revamp a couple different things. But yeah, I mean, you can pretty much find all kind of I mean, they got chili cook-offs. I mean, you can pretty much find just about any kind of cook-off down here in Florida.
Yeah, you guys, Florida does stay. But when I was in sales, I mean, for sales for Weber Grills, Florida had its own. They had two seasons. They had the snowbird season. Everybody comes down to get the rental ones or the lower price ones, and they had the snowbird season was the better one. They bought the better higher end ones, and then you had the rental season, which was the cheaper one. So there was always two hits out of the Florida market as far as getting barbecue done, because you guys are cooking out year round. Weather's perfect down there.
Oh yeah. Shit, we can cook. If it gets 20 degrees down here, we're still going to cook.
We've had 5 days of
never
80
got 20 degrees in Florida.
Oh yeah, we have.
5 days of 80 degree weather, and we're about to be cold again tonight. Yeah, we are not built for this shit, Ed. We are.
Florida snowed. It snowed. I was 7 years old. It snowed in Florida here in Orlando in 1977. It probably snowed enough to stay on the ground for the next morning, and then it was gone.
I was running around barefoot in a diaper.
It definitely snowed here.
Okay, that's okay.
No, I know what you're talking about. You're talking 12, 13 inches of snow. I'm originally from
Canton. I was just talking to somebody in Iowa. Yeah, the guy just put an order in Iowa, and I heard, I'm like, what are you doing? I walk into the front door. I'm like, and he's like, I got 3 feet of snow. Oh, it's been here a week. We've got another foot coming. I'm like, that's hardcore. You guys cooking in the snow. He goes, first thing I do is dig a patch on my smoker.
Yeah, I'm originally from Canton, Ohio. I was born in Canton, but I moved down when I was a year old, so I'm basically a Floridian. But yeah, I used to go snow skiing in Carolinas and everything, so I'm no stranger to snow. But it does get it's a bone chilling cold here in Florida, because when it gets past a certain degree, it's a wet cold. It's not a dry cold. Yeah, it's not a dry cold like you'd find up north.
Well, I'm thinking about going to, there's I mentioned it out, you can cut it up here, but it's called Jimmy Jam's Barbecue Slam in St. Augustine. That's this weekend.
Oh yeah, so this weekend. We let's see.
Well, yeah, you'll get to see Florida cold.
Yeah,
it'll be Florida cold.
It'll be a little bit. It'll be chilly. Yeah, it's supposed to get cold again this weekend too. We're supposed to get a blast tonight, and then be cold tomorrow, and then start warming up again, and we'll have another blast this weekend. So that'll be perfect.
No one cares. This is Florida cold, man.
We'll see how those barbecue people down there, because it's a big, I think it's an FBA event and an SCA. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting down there and seeing how it'll be the first one of the year for me. So
I've been asked to go to the Food World Championships, but of course I guess they postponed them or canceled them this past year. So do what? The Food World Championships
in Dallas.
Right? Yeah, in Dallas.
It's still November 5th and through 9th, I think it's going on there. Yeah, that's one of the big ones.
That's one of the bigger ones. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we have anything planned, but we're just plugging along, taking it one day at a time, see what we can do and what we can't do. But tell everybody where they can, plug yourself. Tell them where they can get a hold of you, how to get how to get your book. Tell people how you can get how to get your book, how to get in touch with you. Folks, if you're listening, if you need, any products from B&B Charcoal, the best south of Georgia, or from Georgia's south, because we're going to promote it like hell when you're here in Florida. So, B&B Charcoal is a good product. Make sure you get up with Ed Reilly, and Ed, tell everybody where they can get a hold of you at. And
Academy Sports, the two major ones right now are going to be Academy Sports and Ace Hardware. If your local Ace doesn't have it, you can go to acehardware.com, order it, and they'll deliver it for free to the nearest Ace store. There's another one, Megabytes. Is that Megabytes Barbecue is somewhere near you guys, I thought. They just put another order in of briquettes. I thought it was Orlando. I might be wrong. Chris over there, Megabytes, carries it.
I've heard of Megabytes, but I've never been to it.
Yeah, it's a specialty barbecue store. They bring in a little different selection of stuff, a little more specialized stuff into his store. Yeah. And he does a lot of demos there. So, if you go on his website, I guess you could find out when he's doing his demo. So it's like a test drive. You can actually test out some of that tasty, the flavor profiles of the barbecue before you buy it. He sells other barbecue brands as well.
We used to have a store like that here a long time ago over on 436 in Maitland, right there where Maitland Boulevard comes out. It was right there. It was its own shop. I mean, you had just about every kind of grill, every kind of barbecue product, charcoal product. I mean, anything that you could find that had to do with cooking on a grill or barbecue industry, it was right there. But everything is so online now. It's like they don't even do stuff like that.
I mean, sometimes I guess you could buy a car online, but sometimes it's fun to test drive it. And I think
right,
stores, that's where you can go and talk to somebody. And plus, you get that shopping experience, especially the specialty stores. Some of the localized Aces are like that if they're all into barbecue. These guys, they might even have a pit running out there, so you'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's how it's done."
Yeah.
It just when that smoke is blowing out in the neighborhood or in the shopping center, it just draws people in. Just like your image of the barbecue thing. If you're driving by, whether in your neighborhood or just driving through a field, if you smell meat over fire, it's inviting. It pulls you in.
I tell you, Ed,
there's no fussing or fighting over that. There's no Democrats or Republicans or Catholics or Protestants. Everybody's just getting along, having eating, and then that's one thing I like about barbecue. It's a community event, and all. You don't have a lot of. Again, if you drive into a neighborhood and you've got 10 people outdoor cooking versus 10 people watching Fox or CNN, where do you want to live? You want to live with the barbecue people. So, and I think the specialty stores do that. They fire up the grill. It's more inviting. I think people will drive by, the Walmarts and the big boxes and go to those specialty stores. So, if you're a specialty store listening, call me. We'll get you some B&B products.
We got one listener on here barking about Kansas City barbecue. Let me tell you something, Cole. Your Kansas City boys are getting ready to be taken down by our Tampa people down here in Florida. I'm telling you, the goat is going to cook your goose, let me tell you.
Somehow I knew the next segment was going to turn into this.
Already started.
That is fun. The Kansas City stuff, they know what they're doing up there, too. They've got
They don't know about football.
They do that, yep. But Kansas City was not cooking barbecue when Florida was. Florida started it, so people left Florida. I think the Perry, I wish I knew this. So the king, the guy who started Kansas City barbecue, came from Tennessee.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for the South, it wouldn't be Kansas City.
It was the king of Kansas City.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Ed.
Henry Perry, I think it's
right. Yeah, appreciate your time. Thanks for being on the show, and we look forward to the care package that we're going to get, and we'll definitely have to do another interview, and we'll definitely have to do some cooking, and also
I'm going to send you guys some of our steak rub. I want you to put some of the steak rub on some of our charcoal, and bring it home to your wife, see what she thinks of it, and I think you'll be a B&B fan for life on that one.
I'm all in. I'm all in.
Definitely. All right, Ed. Appreciate you for being on the show today, and we'll be talking to you soon. And hey, happy barbecue.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it. Talk to y'all later.
All right, man. See you.
Right, see you, Ed.
Bye. Okay, we're going to take a short break, And we're going to come back and finish up the episode. We probably got another about a half hour or so, and then we're good to go. So stay tuned. Don't go nowhere.
I got to use the restroom to top off my tray.
Yep.
Are we off here? I hope so. I could have just turned my mic off.
'Tis a season for generosity, a time to give and to receive.
Caught you sneaking in at 2 a.m. again last night. That working
Test,
late
okay.
thing you're selling ain't gonna fly. You tell me that I'm paranoid, but I have got my doubts. So let's lay things on the table. It's time to have it out. I'm tired of all your lying. I'm so tired of all this crying. I'm so close to finally calling it quits. You don't want to talk to me, don't want to face reality. You're always trying to give me the slip. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it now. Got this sinking feeling, thinking we're on the brink. If we can't talk about it, how can we get past this thing? You've been so mysterious, don't know what's going on. Now it's gotten serious, talk or I am gone. I'm tired of all your lying, I'm so tired of all this crying. I'm supposed to finally calling it quits. You don't want to talk to me, don't want to face reality. You're always trying to give me the slip. You don't want to talk about it, you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to talk about it now. How about doing something new? Maybe you could tell the truth. How about trying sincere? But if you're gonna lie like you do every time, I am out of here. Tired of all your lying, I'm so tired of all this crying. I'm supposed to finally calling it quits. You don't wanna talk to me, don't wanna face reality. You're always trying to give me the slip. Tired of all your lying, I'm so tired of all this crying. I'm supposed to finally calling it quits. You don't wanna talk to me, don't wanna face reality. You're always trying to give me the slip. You don't wanna talk about it, you don't wanna talk about it, you don't wanna talk about it now. Do you wanna talk about it? Do you wanna talk about it? Do you wanna talk about it now?
Okay, so now let's see what we'll talk about. Some sports. We'll talk about some roundy rounds. Jason's a big he's a big race car guy. He does more of the not the NASCAR, but he does more of the sprint cars. Yeah.
Sprint cars.
Them kind of cars that ran over that kid. Yeah. Well, not those kind.
That's some kind, but we can't go there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a bad situation there. It was terrible.
Stewart Hobbs Racing, I will go on record and say, and you can love me or hate me if you want to, it's one of my very favorite teams. And, Kevin Harvick got robbed of the friggin' championship last year. I don't give a damn who you are.
But
Oh, my bad. I forgot to
that's
turn
all right.
the damn mic
I
off.
was thinking, where's the hell's he at? I can't
Yes.
hear him in the damn phone.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
I forgot to turn my mic.
But yeah, that was a bad
Begin-
situation.
Rookie mistakes, guys.
Rookie, that's all right.
My,
Yeah,
my wife
he's-
just popped up on
he's
my
doing-
phone. Turn your mic on. BC turned it off for me. I'm sorry. My bad. I just had to tinkle.
She's going to teach you. She's going to tell you the wrongs and rights.
22 years, you'd figure I'd be taught. Turn the mic on.
That's good. I always thought that I was going to be married for a long time, but it was 10 years and I got divorced.
Oh,
I've been divorced 16 years now. My parents have been married 58 years.
It's funny how that works, and sometimes and it doesn't. My wife apparently just got used to me.
I guess I don't know. I don't think I'm a tough person to live with, but oh well.
I'm a very difficult person to live with. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm setting my ways. Is what it is. I'm setting my ways.
I have a little OCD going on sometimes, but I can. I mean, I'm easy to share with. I've gotten more laid back as I've gotten older. So
I'm completely passive now.
Completely passive.
Completely 100% passive. You have to be there. There comes a. It's here we are. We're getting off topic here.
No, that's all right. We'll get back on topic. Just go ahead. Keep going.
You know, it's relationships are different. I'm
gonna bring your softer side out.
Oh, here the hell we go. No, you ain't bringing my dance on. We're gonna change the subject now. I love my wife. Hubba, baby, you're hot. That's all we got for this. That's all we got.
Listen,
this is water too, Shane Butler. This is water.
If you're in the Leesburg area or Central Florida area and you need your truck worked on, this guy right here specializes in F100, 250s,
8 lug nuts required.
Yes, 8 lug nuts. He's a Ford guy, so he specializes in Ford trucks. Definitely what's the name of your shop over there?
Reynolds Automotive and Diesel Service.
There you go. See, make sure you go check them out. They're located over there in Leesburg, right?
Yep, we are at 736 Carpenter Avenue, Leesburg, Florida. And if you need anything racing parts, call Butler Speed and Supply, 352-615-0971.
There you go. So what's going on in the Roundy Rounds this weekend? They got something big going on?
Oh,
I know you've been wanting to talk about this.
The only thing I want to talk about really big about Roundy Rounds and shit this weekend is Showtime Speedway. The World Series of motorsports is going on next week at New Smyrna, but Robert Yoho down at Showtime Speedway. Everybody, you either love or hate Robert Yoho. He's a hell of a promoter, but he's a brute son of a bitch. You know, he's one of them guys, big country, and he's got a bunch of racing going on, non-wing sprint cars. Why? I don't know why he's doing that on a 3-day notice when literally there's not a non-wing sprint car series in Florida. But you know, like I said, love him or hate him, but he always has big races. He's a good promoter. Pays real well too, and he you got a lot of stuff going on there. You got Rick Bristol and the Auburndale gig going on just about every single weekend. They're firing back up. Biggest thing to be looking for though is the World Series of asphalt racing is going to be in New Smyrna, and a couple of them are really good friends. Margot Sterling and Ryan Stevens do a lot of promoting for that track, and being's where we are and where we're talking from right now, it's a place you should really check out in the next 2 weeks.
Doesn't the sprint cars mostly run on dirt, or is it all asphalt?
Well, there's
just depend. There's two different types, right?
We'll back up and go there real quick. In Florida, it's the Top Gun series, and it's the dirt, and it's a limited 360,
right?
And it's a 360 cubic inch motor, winged sprint car, just like you'll see all over my Facebook page.
Yeah.
But it's a little different setup. Some are cool over, some are torsion bar cars. That's a yada 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 yada. They are fantastic to watch,
right?
Because they really get these things working back and forth, and you see some things happen with some dirt cars. They're exciting to watch. I think there's a USAC race down at East Bay this weekend that is a non-wing sprint car dirt USAC race, and it's some of the best racing you'll ever see. You get on that dirt. And I'm not promoting it because I'm not super pushing it because I like it any more than my pavement because I run pavement stuff.
Yeah.
But, man, it's when it comes to wild and wheelie and
Dirt is easier to slide in than pavement, though, right? Especially for sprint cars.
Pavement's all about glued down, brother.
Right.
It's all about glued down. It's binding her down to the track.
Yeah.
With that dirt, it's the old man, and
they just go anyway.
You couldn't have said it no friggin' better than Lightning McQueen. You got to turn right to go left. Oh, and it's fantabulous. It really is some really good racing. So this weekend, there's some big stuff going on. Really, anyone that would follow me, I'll share some stuff. There's some really good boys going to be racing this weekend and have been the last few weeks. They've had their dirt nationals going on. You got Bubba Raceway Park. Everybody knows Bubba the Lust Sponge. We ain't got to hide that. He's got his track in Ocala. He's got his deal going on up there, and that's a very successful track. And
he still owns that track, huh?
Yeah, They're still.
I heard some things about going on, but nothing confirmed. But because I know he's back up here doing radio again too.
I've seen it. Well, I'm friends with him on Facebook. I can't tune into his radio station. I don't have a signal for it, but I know his racetrack does really well, and
that's good.
And they get good car counts, and and that's the thing. When I said when we started back here is. The big racing here in Florida is the short track stuff, man. We get a couple of races a year on big racetracks, and that's it.
Well, short tracks are easier to build, too. You got...
Well, no, they've all been here 50, 70, 90 years. They're nobody's building a new one.
Not necessarily built, but they're smaller in areas to where you don't have to have tons of parking for it and stuff like that. People just come. It's like a family-oriented racetrack, basically, is what it is.
It is, but this time of year in Florida, see, Florida is one of the very few states out of all 12 months of the year can race all 12 months.
All right, yeah.
We don't have sleet, we don't have snow, we don't. So hold on, my damn laptop. So we did. Sorry, guys.
Did you ever get on Facebook?
No.
Can you see? You still can't see the video?
I'm live on my phone over here and watching them.
We'll have to. I have to figure out how to. I got to teach this guy how to use electronics.
I know. I'm really shitty at IT, guys. I'm really shitty at this. But Florida, our short track scene is where you really want to be if you want to see any race. And there's, you got Hendry County, you got Alltech, you've got. I mean, they're all over Florida. You don't have to pay attention to NASCAR to really be in the race. Friggin' go-karts around here. Some of the best racing you'll ever see is 10-year-olds in go-karts.
Right, yeah.
You got tracks from Jacksonville to Zephyr Hills to Punta Gorda. I mean, it's...
If anybody out there in the racing industry that ever wants us to do a show at one of their events, racing, we'll even call we'll call the race for you, too. Because I know this guy can... If he's not racing, he'll be able to call it for you. I'll sit here and just look pretty. But we'll be glad to come out and as long as we got an internet connection and some power out there, we're good to go. We can broadcast live on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. Make sure you follow our YouTube channel. We definitely that'd be something fun to do.
I won't be calling no races. I got some folks I'll call in for that. We'll call in Robert Howell, Jennifer Brents, and
he's gonna call in professionals.
I got some folks probably gonna look on the other side of this video that. Yeah, we ever get somewhere to be, Sunshine State Racing to be the people getting involed with that with us. Yeah. For sure.
We're definitely looking for sponsors. Remember that.
Well, yeah, we got to have sponsors.
Yes. If you want to sponsor us, too. Hit us up. You can drop us an email, actionworksmusic@gmail.com. We're also sponsored by WBCW Networks, which is the radio station that we broadcast on here at the Barbecue Beach channel. So, definitely hit us up. The racing scene. Hey, guys, we're ready to get involved with you. We're looking for sponsors, too, to help us out. And, of course, we can even do a cookout, doing grilling, do a grilling show at the race and do the race at the
Whoa,
there
now.
you go.
Whoa.
We got the whole damn package right there. We got the whole damn package.
Big country over here making promises. I'm going to have to keep for his ass.
I'm
what's
just
happening.
saying. Hey, you just signed on watching the video, finally.
Who, me?
Yeah, it says Jason Reynolds.
I've been on the whole damn time.
It just popped up. Said Jason Reynolds is watching.
Yeah, your phone must be late.
No. It's not my phone. See, he just don't know what's going on. So everything else in the music industry. Right now, let's see what we got going. We got the Country Thunder happening in March. That's going to be. We're looking at Eric Church, I think Kane Brown will be back. Dirk Bentley, a whole
You
bunch.
mean he found his way out of his pasture?
I know, right? That's another story. But they're going to do the Country Thunder. From what I talked to the people the other day, they said they're working on how they're revamping things. I'm going to be hopefully at Monster Jam in a couple of weeks. What I say, March 18th. Be Monster Jam at the Orlando at the Camping World Stadium. I'll be out there interviewing some of the drivers and doing videos and live feeds for you. So check out that and stick to that. Let's see what else we got going on. Luke Combs is coming to town next year, the end of next year. A lot of the events that got canceled, they're starting to slowly come back. They're starting to bring stuff back. Drive-in theaters are big. Right in your neck of the woods, right there.
Ocala.
At 44 and 19, right there at that intersection, they're putting a big 5-screen Lighthouse drive-in theater. The Lighthouse is going to sit in the center, and they're going to have 5 big screens.
You mean they're doing that across the street from the Burger King?
That's it, yeah. That's it. It'll be done in 2 years. They're going to have concerts, outdoor shows, movie. You'll be able to drive in. Movie theaters are coming back since all the bullcrap with the pandemic. Drive-in movie theaters are coming back to life, big time.
Well, I will say on the other side of that, I'm buying stock in AMC theaters right now because there's a time they're going to come back too.
Well, hold on. You know what they're doing with those two? They're also using those for concerts because they have the.
They're giant. They're freaking giant.
Yeah, they have the stadium seating. I even tried to get. Remember the old High Lie in Maitland, the Orlando live events? I talked to the gentleman the other day. He said he's not doing anything this year because of the COVID. He said he's looking to fire back up in 2022. But we could promote shows, concerts there. I mean, it's a huge. You know how it's set up. It's got the stadium. Yeah. So. That would be a big thing that we can definitely do.
So back to Luke Combs, though. I want to jump back to that. Are we going to be able to get some free tickets of that or what?
I don't know yet. That's towards the end of the year. So once
along that ice cold bridge.
We'll have to teach you how to use a camera, though.
Why?
Because
I can see
you got to come in as a media expert. You got to come in as a cameraman. You have to be able to know how to run the equipment to make it look legit. I just can't get you. I just can't get you in because
all we have to do is put a green LED right on it. We're on our way.
No. It don't work that way.
I'll throw it on my shoulder. We're rolling on.
It don't work that way.
So what? We got to prove to them we're broadcasting.
We do. Yep. Most of the time, yeah. Because
I can't get my laptop on our Facebook feed live. And hold on now. You're taking
give me your phone. All right, talk about something. Talk about the roundy round or something while I try to figure this out.
Look, here we are 3/4 into the end of the show, and BC says, here, let me do some IT work that I could just do at the end of the show.
Well, I want to
talk about throwing me under the bus on my first show, guys.
I ain't throwing you under no bus. What is this? Would you like to... Oh, okay.
Oh, speaking of grilling and chilling, somebody chime in on Facebook and tell me what your feelings are on putting barbecue sauce in your steak. Has anybody ever done that? BC, you ever done that?
You know what? I was told, this has been a couple weeks ago, I was told that you don't need barbecue sauce on a steak if it's cooked right. So I tried it when I did the steaks the other day, and I did them without I didn't put no steak sauce on it. They actually turned out pretty good. I was impressed.
I'm a fan every now and again of you ever heard of redneck lipstick?
Redneck lipstick?
Yeah, you've never heard of that barbecue sauce? They claim it's the cross from Texas, South Carolina, Georgia, down into Florida, and this guy's got a little bit of everything added into it. And what he has there, it's a spicy, thin barbecue sauce, but however, when cooked, it turns into the most succulent that you will ever have. And you can throw you a steak on the grill and a nice medium steak and just give you a dash of that on both sides and let it eat and get it good and hot, and you'll eat till you get to sleep. Damn. For me, however, I don't cook enough for that. My family's gotten small now, so we literally trim every little penny because we don't need leftovers. Nobody's here for leftovers, so let's eat everything tonight, you know.
See, that's my problem. I cook because growing up, I was always taught to cook for big family, because we always had a big family. But since it's just me, I always have a hard time. I have to actually watch how much I cook, because if I don't, I'm just cooking too much extra, and I just got too much extra food left over.
I don't never have that problem.
I know you don't.
My youngest boy still lives in my house, and he's a friggin' dumpster.
I was the same way growing up too, but
hey, Cole Nichols, you asshole! Yeah, whoo, Mark Tunney. That's an inside joke for everybody. Oh, yo, oh boy, we're talking about got that track in St. Pete. His catchphrase is "woo, Mark Tunney," and one of my friends just punking with me.
Well, we'll definitely. That's definitely something that we're going to have to check out with the roundy rounds and the tracks and everything. New Smyrna did ask me one time to come and commentate their races, but I never heard back from the guy. I don't know what happened, but I guess they found somebody cheaper and more experienced. I guess I don't know.
Well, at New Smyrna, you've got to learn a lot of faces, a lot of names there. I mean, they're happening there all the time. Some of their car counts ain't the greatest on some stuff, but then there's some days they open the gate and there's not a spot to park. That happens at every racetrack, though. I don't give a damn who you are. There's nights that you're off. There's nights that you're on. It doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. When I don't ever believe in car counts and participations that really makes a big difference in it. It's
right.
The quality of cars. And sometimes you see it and say, ooh, they got 10 cars. You got one good one and 9 fillers, and damn.
We'll mess with this in a minute. This
thing's
a pain in the ass.
See, I told you.
Well, it can be fixed. It's old school, but it can be fixed.
Here we are, mid-friggin' show. BC says, let me work on it.
It can be fixed. It can be fixed.
Hey, look, everybody in the World Wide Web, this is what I got left with. this is what Big Country left me with right here.
We'll be all right. We'll be all right. But let's see. We got Bike Week coming up, too. I'm out at Cabbage Patch every year for Daytona Bike Week. I've been out there. Oh shit! This will be eight years now since I've been out there. So I'm out there at the Cabbage Patch. I do that every year in March, and I do Biketoberfest in October too. So they voted to have it. They voted 6-1 City of Daytona. As I said, yeah, we're going to do it. So
why not?
They tried to stop it last year, and in October.
We were in the early state. You mean Biketoberfest?
Biketoberfest, yeah. And
did they still get provisions on the outside only?
Yeah, they still have to abide to certain stuff. But the mayor, who is Democrat of Daytona, was getting a lot of flack, and I think that's why he changed his tune a little bit. So.
Well, you kind of have to, and here's the only reason why you have to change your tune and something like this. Mm-hmm. You cannot drown any civil-minded human. You cannot drown your own city.
Oh, I know.
For something that's not proven.
Well, they've been trying to get rid of bike stuff for a long time because they got rid of the spring breakers. They want to turn the city of Daytona into nothing but a retirement community, just like they got down where Trump's at, Boca Raton area.
Yeah,
Mar-a-Lago. Well, they want to do that.
Well, nobody's going to replicate the Villages. I don't give a damn who you are.
Nobody's
replicating the Villages. I worked out there 15 years ago.
That's a city of their own.
You're never going to replicate them Villages. And if you ever think you are, you've got another thing coming because they will one-up you, one-step you. They can build 5 pools to your 1.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. The Villages, man, they're 30-day turnarounds around there. You can go in there and get you can go get the Villages.
And that place is building out, too, because it's going out 44 out towards the west. And on the backside of it, too.
It's headed full south. It's at the turnpike. I'll guarantee in 5 years the Villages will be the size of Orlando.
You think so?
Population-wise, I'll guarantee in 5 years. 5 years. I have friends
You do know that they have the number one largest cases of STD amongst 55 and older
I live
in the world.
Well, hold on now. A couple things. 1, I ain't 55. 2, I live near there, not there. So, with that being said,
hey, I'm not saying anything, Danielle. I'm just saying,
Well, I'll tell you on the other side of it, man. They're building right past my house. anybody can't see on camera, I'm going to show BC. This is Highway 27. The Villages is right here.
Right, yeah.
I'm 3 miles away. My house is right here. I am that close to the friggin' Villages, man. I'm waiting on my value to keep going up and up and up. And I told Babs, I said, look here, baby, the Villages get closer. We're gonna get triple our money out of this shithole.
Yeah,
we're gonna roll up out of here.
You're closer to the Wildwood side then.
No,
you're on the other side.
I'm on the Leesburg side.
On the Leesburg side.
They're
okay.
coming toward me.
Yeah. Okay, that's right.
Oh, I told her, babe, we're getting 5 acres and a goat.
Well, then you know where the Orange Blossom Opry's at.
That's Summerfield. That's all 20 miles north of me. Yep.
Okay, so.
Actually, shout out to a friend of mine that goes there all the time, Heather Byers, friend of mine on Facebook, local Leesburg girl. She posts about it all the time. It's funny you just said that and rang a bell to me.
Yeah, they haven't done much out there either. They used to do a lot of shows and stuff, but they're hard to get in there to do anything because they're run by the older folks, and the older folks just when they're in their niche, they just don't want nobody out from the outsider to come in. So
well, they don't want us with this facial hair.
Well, that too.
This facial hair we got right here. This game right we got going on over here.
I know, right? Definitely.
They're heavy on that on us.
What? So we got the Roundy Rounds coming up this weekend. This weekend got a big thing this weekend. We got Bike Week coming up in March. Country Thunder's coming up. The events are slowly but surely starting to pop up because the buzz out of Nashville, people wanting to come to Florida because Florida and Texas are pretty much the only wide open. We're the only 2 states that are wide open, so that could be good for us. That could be bad for us. I don't know. If it's good, I hope the hell it hurries up because we need to make a lot of money. Definitely. But let's see. It's 7:00. Anything else that you might want to say, Jason? Plug in. This was Jason's first night. I think he did okay.
Oh God, he's going to beat me up after this.
I don't see any problem. Well, we're going to work on his laptop, but that's about it. But
I'll come back next week with a new one. Trust me, I'm that guy.
Super Bowl. Oh, that's right. Danielle said Super Bowl is February 7th. So we'll still have another show before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we will, but we're going to go ahead and do our numbers on the Super Bowl right now. And I know you're a Buccaneers man, and I'm a Buccaneers man myself.
I was actually almost going to cover that. I was almost going to cover the game.
We're going to write on this piece of paper right now what you and I both think. We're going to put $1 on it, our first show bet.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to say the Bucs 27-21 over the Kansas City.
I'm going to say.
Come on.
If Brady's on his game, I think it's going to be higher than that. And especially being at home. I'm going to say
home doesn't matter. Home doesn't matter right now. Fans are so short. There's no fire in the cannons. Home doesn't matter right now. You're just on a field, In fact, and I will say this as a Bucs man, he's only played 12 games on this fucking field, bud. Oops.
Yeah, but that's all right. It's internet. We can say whatever we want. But that don't make no difference because look what he did. He came to another team, and in the first year has got him to the Super Bowl.
Well, now
different league and everything.
Here we go, and here's the football limit coming out. Let's not forget Antonio Brown, Leonard Fournette, Rob Gronkowski.
Okay, there's
already had Godwin, already had Evans. We are talking elite levels of players that were already there, and then they just
I know.
Went and bought every son of a bitch that was for sale.
Well, no, what they only bought Brady they bought Brady and Brady brought Gronk with him. So that was a 2-for-1 deal basically.
All right. So everybody knows here, first show, first night, we've made our early predictions. I predicted 27-21 Buccaneers over Chiefs.
I don't think Kansas City's going to get that many points.
And Big Country comes 27-14 Bucks. So we're going to hold this piece of paper right here, and $1 goes to the loser. And, man, what an awesome bet.
What's up, Ashley? Ashley's in the house. You've talked to Ashley before on the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ashley.
I've
Ashley's here.
chit-chatted before.
Jason is on the show now, first time. And I guess we can give him the clap here. We'll give him the clap.
Oh God, here we go.
But Ashley's picking Bucks. Ooh, that's a high. She's picking Bucks 52, Kansas City 48.
Ashley, I like your way of thinking on the spread. I just don't think
the
game's going to go that tall.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that big. unless Brady is really on the fire.
However, I will see a tall game if Mahomes catches that turf toe again or something goes to that rationale.
Well, yeah,
because he's battling the small injuries he's battled throughout the season.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers and Tom Brady have not saw at all.
No.
So, with that being said, there is always the distinction. They got 2 weeks off. It could happen. Third play of the game, and now here we are.
She says, I don't care about the score as long as Brady wins. And,
Yep.
and see, I never had no. She's always bitched about. I never liked Brady. That's not true. It wasn't Brady. I just didn't like the New England Patriots. Brady, I've always known Brady was a good quarterback. He's always been a good quarterback. I mean, he's been a hell of a player. I mean, the man's 43 years old. I'm 50 and I could barely walk, and the guy's still playing football at the age of 43. So I
But
I don't know. You
BC,
think
you're 3 of him? Damn, man.
I don't know. Well, I used to. I'm working on that. I got to lose 100 pounds. Do you see? I just lost my train of thought. He's 43. He's been playing football for 20 plus years. I mean, that's unheard of for somebody to play at that age in the NFL. I mean, has the football gotten so lackadaisy with all the rules and regulations that anybody at the age of 50, if you're physically fit, can still play ball, or is it just the guys aren't tough anymore like they used to be?
I'll answer that.
I can tell you, headhunters. That was one big word we had back in the day, was headhunters.
I'll answer that with one name.
What?
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning? Yeah.
It's easy to answer that, and that's not being a fan on either side of the spectrum.
I know.
Peyton Manning, he was older than hill shit and still won a friggin' Super Bowl.
Yep.
You know, that still happens. That still happens. You know, Brady was surrounded, and my spectrum on it is, I became a Buccaneers fan in 2001 when they were really trying to get their steam behind them with Tony Dungy.
Yep.
Okay, and then comes John Gruber.
Yep.
He shows up, wins with Tony Dungy's teams in
Dungy's
03.
Yeah.
They don't change shit.
Yeah.
Beat the Raiders in 03. Never done anything again. They everything has went to hell for them in a handbasket since then. They've tried to rebuild. We got crab leg freaking Winston. And we spent 3 years of I can't see what down it is.
Winston was all right when he played for Florida State, but I think he just lost his way when he got to Tampa.
You know the old saying, you're a 20-year-old on the way to the hotel with your prom date. Jameis Winston never got away from that, big country.
Right?
He never got away from that. And it just last week, Tom Brady throws 3 picks on 3 drives.
Yeah.
Literally throws 3 picks on 3 drives.
And he ain't done that. He hasn't done that the whole season.
And defense still pulls it out.
Yep.
That shows you the caliber of team. They haven't made no big giant adjustments on the defensive side of the ball.
If you got a good defensive team, you're going to have a good offensive team.
Yep. What up, Frankie?
Defense normally if it can carry a team, you're going to have a damn good team.
Absolutely, and they stepped up when it happened last week. People, I hear the people all the time, bandwagon jumper. I don't get overly done in football, but I do get excited when the Buccaneers do well.
Right.
I do. You know, I really do. It's just being a home team, and I got my cousin. I watched it in his living room in a house about the size of our studio. And back in 2003, literally, I watched it in his living room, him, my wife, his wife, and we watched them beat the Raiders. I think it was 34-21. They beat the Raiders. And when they won against Green Bay the other day, I picked up my phone, looked at my wife, and I said, I'm calling Hootie. That's his nickname, Hootie Hoot. And I called him up, and he answered the phone immediately. I said, Super Bowl party at my house. He knew exactly what I meant because the last time we laid down like this, them Bucks went ahead and took that ring home with them.
Right.
That's what I want to see.
Well, here's my pick, and I'm calling this for next year. Let me tell you the team to look out for next year. And you ain't heard from this team in a long time until finally the first time this year. And they got a hell of a team, and that's my boy, the Browns. Watch out for the Cleveland Browns next year. Cleveland ain't done nothing in 16 years.
I'm gonna side with you on that. On the other side too, Cleveland should have won that game.
They should have.
And should have put Kansas City out.
They
that
should've.
whole stupid.
They should have.
Since we can identify dudes as chicks and all now, I identify as Cleveland as the winner because that was not a friggin' touchback.
Nope.
You had helmet-to-helmet contact and the ball crossed it hit.
Yep.
It hit the line.
Oh, I know. They had a couple bad calls. Let me see. Ashley says Browns were one of this year for sure. They should have won that. Yeah, they do. They should have won that game. They should have easily won the game.
It should have been. That should have been a 24-17 game.
Yeah. Well, especially that one call. Well, they didn't call the guy on headhunting. You know, that should have been an easy call for headhunting, but they did. Yeah, they tried to call it on some other bullshit stuff. It just didn't work.
Yep.
But okay, so anyways, we're getting off track here. So next week,
we're not.
I know. We're just talking now. Next week, we're going to be talking with a friend of mine who is based out just outside of Houston, Texas, at a little FM station called 92.1 Hank FM. Her name is Erin Wild, and she is the midday host on the show out there. And she's hot. She originally, yes, she is. She's a very good-looking girl. Her sister's even better because her sister works as a shot girl with me at Daytona Bike.
I'm a share picture, guys.
So we're gonna be talking with her. She's gonna be on our show. She does hair products. She does cook. She likes to cook. She's got all kind of stuff going on. We're gonna talk music too. And so we got a bunch of stuff lined up here next couple. Let's see. Ashley's buzzing my phone up here. What's this? Browns are one. Yeah, okay. So we already knew that. Ashley said she's a diehard Bama and a diehard Brady fan. I don't know. Listen, one thing me and Ashley disagree on. I don't like Bama.
Come on.
Once Saban gets out of there, Bama is done. Bama did have a good team this year.
Real quick. It's funny. We dropped back to college football. How the hell about Josh Heupel? He bailed out quicker than shit.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, it didn't take $50 and that dude packed with his bag.
No. See ya. Yep. If y'all don't know, but that was the head coach of UCF. It's just I don't know what happened. UCF was doing so good over there. I mean, when Bortles was there playing, and
when Frost was there,
and when Frost was there, and then all of a sudden it just went.
Not Bortles. What the hell?
The other one that got hurt. The other quarterback. Yeah, McKenzie.
That fella right there. Yeah. And however,
he went and took off and went to Florida State.
As a Florida State fan myself, and if there's
I like Florida State. Can't stand the Gators. Miami, I can take them either way. So.
Oh well, at least.
And I'm from Ohio, so I'm a big Ohio State boy.
At least we agree on something today. However, Ohio State, Terry Washburn, one of my very good friends that's watching this right now, he's jumping up and down because if he ain't a fucking Buckeye, nobody is.
Do you see who Jacksonville's got coming to him?
Yes, I do. Yes, I
do. That's all I got to say about that.
Oh, God, here we go.
Urban Meyers, baby. Pound for pound and game for game, he's got to be, I would say, if not the most winningest coach besides Saban in the history of college football. And he's been around coaching for years.
Whoa,
he coached at Florida.
Come on now.
Ashley's talking smack, huh?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
What's she saying? At least I don't pull for a team.
Come on now.
Oh, Ashley, this is Jason you're talking to now.
So
you might want to be careful.
We ain't even friends on Facebook. We about to change that.
All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Let's see. Join us again next week. Same time, 5:30?
Yep, 5:30 next
5:30, we'll go till 7. If we got anything longer to talk about, we'll go till 7:30, whatever. But
we don't give a damn.
We don't care. Join us. Follow us. You can find us at wbcwradio.net. You can find us on the barbecue channel here, the Barbecue Beach channel, Grillin Chill. We have a YouTube channel now, the Barbecue Beach channel on our YouTube page. We got a Florida Country Radio page. WBCW Networks. We're all over. We're on Instagram, Snapchat. We're on Twitter. So just check us out and hunt us down. But definitely, and if you're in Leesburg, you need your car worked on, hit up hit up Jason there, and he'll get you squared away.
Well, now let's not talk about that place.
Well, why not? You're making money, man. We
Yeah.
got to help you plug your business.
Yeah, it's
What's
too damn
Ashley?
busy.
Ashley's talking about. Oh, Ashley said good night. See, when Ashley's pissed off, she said good night. She says good night. Normally, she just says bye. She said good night, so she's mad.
Well, I see a smile, so it's all fun.
Yeah.
And games. It's all fun and games until the cops show up, Ashley.
Right?
We'll be all right. We'll see you next week, same time, same place.
Yes, we will see you next week, same time, same place, same channel, and make sure you join us. Jason will be back. He did good on his first night, so we see a lot more to come, and it's all good. So thanks for joining us, and